Count.
Hey, yo, look up Game of Thrones.
Got it.
Hey world, I'm Jeff, this is Christian, this is Aquila, and this is my main man Mark. We're getting ready for San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah. Because Spike hooked us up with an all-access pass to the show, and thanks to your tweets, we have a pretty crazy itinerary.
We sure do, because we give the people what they want.
Like, if you want to hear from George R.R. Martin and Game of Thrones, we're doing that.
DC Comics, let me just check my phone. Booked it.
And how about Mr. Anderson? That's coming right at you as well.
We got Marvel's Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy.
And Star Wars, give me something.
I hear good things about the lightsabers.
And DC celebration of the 75th anniversary of Batman.
And we're gonna talk to Seth Meyers and Karen Gillan. How is Seth Meyers doing anything? Guy's so busy. Plus, game changer of the year, Brian Fuller and the cast of Hannibal. He'll eat somebody today.
The fans are controlling the con, so why are we wasting time? We got an appointment, you weirdos. Let's get out of here.
Where is the female Thor?
Just people watching, you know?
Hey, yo, Batman.
How's your Comic-Con?
Look at that, he's got it.
Whoa. This is it. This is the con.
We're going in, they can't kick us out this time. All access, which means I can get into the bathrooms, concession stands, Stan Lee's house, anything.
You right?
Oh, thank you. I can't see my hands! I'm about to interview the stars of the hit movie Into the Storm. But first, I'm with the real star of the movie, the Titus. I got a question about Titus here. Is it one of these fancy Hollywood props, or does this baby really, could you drive this puppy around?
It's not street legal, but it is a pickup truck underneath with the whole chassis. It looks fantastic. If you look really closely, these are rivets that are photographs that are taped and put on. They aren't
you're
real
kidding
rivets,
me.
but on
Look at this.
camera, you don't notice the difference.
This will not survive a tornado.
But it looks cool.
It might not
That's
survive
right.
a drizzle, to be perfectly honest, but it looks amazing.
Were you a little jealous that, you know, they were in the movie like the whole time, you know, and then you weren't like in the movie?
I like being on the other side of the camera because I could be like.
Do you wish you were in the movie?
I do not wish I was in the movie.
I know, but like a little jealous.
I had a cameo
In Titanic.
in Titanic,
That's
and
right,
I die, and I get electrocuted, and
Yeah.
everybody
You were afraid
makes
of that
fun
or
of me.
something?
But I will say, every single stunt and effect that we had, I tested it first. Rich and the AD and myself would do it with
That's
each other
true,
to
you
make
did.
sure it was okay. And if we got like a big thing in our eye or something, then we're the guinea pigs.
There he is, John Reed.
What's up, buddy? Look at this.
Is it okay to say the comedic relief of the movie?
Yeah, yeah.
Every time you're on screen?
I'm the redneck shot.
But every time he was on the screen, it was hilarious.
Yeah. Me and where's Kyle?
Where's he at? Is he here?
Kyle.
You look so
Sidekick.
fancy right now.
Yeah,
Good. Every time you guys were on screen, people were cracking up.
And it was close. Dude, my arm hurts. We play the wannabe rednecky, sort of like Johnny Knoxville jackass type guy.
Absolutely. You call him Jackass like a bunch of times, innit?
Yeah, yes. Yes.
It was good stuff.
With a twister hunter.
Just another Saturday afternoon, headed over to the Sin City experience.
Frank Miller, Jeff Dye, nice to meet you, my man. I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
Caught up with an old flame. Hey, baby.
The story with Nancy Callahan, Jessica Alba, will be full of surprises. That's all I can tell you.
Oh, not even a little one?
No.
And even had to run from the law. And myself.
The story with Johnny is a story about which introduces a whole different kind of hero to Sin City.
I left it all out there in Sin City. But at least I got this sweet signed poster.
All right, Comic-Con, get ready. I'm here with TNA superstar Ken Anderson. What's up, Ken?
What's up, man?
How you doing, brother? Nice to see you. All right, let's talk about Comic-Con superheroes. If you could be a superhero, would you have a sidekick, or would you just kick ass by yourself?
Nah, I'd be solo. I'd fly solo. Yeah.
No use for one?
No.
Also, how about this? Here is a Sophie's Choice for you. I'm gonna give you a chance to have either the TNA Heavyweight Championship or Batman's actual utility belt. Which one do you take?
My employer is gonna get mad at me. I gotta go with the utility belt.
See, he's an honest man, and this is why we love him. Here is the question for you guys. This is where hashtags are gonna come in. Mr. Pump Me Up, Mr. Fanboy. Do you want to see Ken Anderson either talk about being starstruck, or do you want to see him pump up the San Diego Comic-Con crowd? Spice Comic-Con All Access is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Bird, how happy are you about Rebels? Hey, Bird, you just witnessed greatness. Hello, guys. Excuse me while I geek the F out. I am a huge Star Wars fan. I'm Christian Harloff, and I am ready to rumble with guys I've been waiting to talk to for a very long time. Simon Kinberg, Dave Filoni from the brand new series, Star Wars Rebels. I might have looked a little crazy, but I'll tell you what, this is the coolest thing ever. And so here's what we have learned from that interview. We definitely know Lando Calrissian. We're hearing that he's going to come back.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. What's the consulting like with other movies coming out, spin-off movies? How does that work?
There's a lot of communication within Lucasfilm, and we are all involved. Like Dave and I talk to the people about the feature side. I'm working on one of the features and consulting on 7. And Lucasfilm itself is this great communication among the different sort of, I guess, departments. It's one big story group. So everybody knows what's going on in the different stories, and we make sure that not only are they not contradicting each other, but potentially they're even sort of supporting and informing each other.
Pay attention, Bird. I'm pretty sure no one's asked. There's a new villain in town, the Inquisitor. This guy is scary looking from head to toe. He reminds me of someone I saw in Clone Wars episodes.
I know where you're going.
So he looks like the sun. Am I hot? Am I cold?
It's interesting. You know, some things are intentional and some things you look at later and you scratch your head. And Killian and I were looking at the Inquisitor and we were looking at the sun and we're like, wow, there's a striking resemblance here. The sun was embodying kind of what the dark side was, all of its potential. So there should be echoes, both visual, verbal, spiritual, of everything he represented in the physical Star Wars world that you know. So it was a strange dimension that when George broke that whole thing down, we were like, never seen this before. And that was when, again, Star Wars gets exciting when we find something new about it.
Yeah, he is going to be pretty great, and he's not going to die off like Darth Maul in 3 seconds.
He finds these force wielders that are adrift in the galaxy. He analyzes them, tries to figure out who they are. Just by looking at them and by fighting them especially, he can deduce like maybe who trained them, maybe where they studied.
Look at Kinberg's face when I asked him about Boba Fett. Were you a fan of the Bounty Hunter Chronicles, the Bounty Hunter Tales? Were you a big fan of that?
Yeah.
Is there any possible way we might see those types of movies spin off?
I think anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
I can tell you that much.
Sounds like a good idea.
Tough nuts to crack. That's going to happen. I'm telling you, prediction time. That's the 3 things I got from this interview, and I got the fact that I'm going to be very interested to see Rebels. Rebels. It comes out this fall, October. Make sure you check it out. Simon Kinberg, Dave Filoni, silly bird. I like your face.
Is that the first time you were asked about the Inquisitor and the?
It's the first time publicly yet.
I gotta go.
I was just so impressed with everything he had to say. He knew everything about his show. High five. I'm here at Nerd HQ. I'm so excited to go nerd out. Green screen, pow, zap, cheese. So I've been up here taking like a ton of pictures of you guys, and
That's not creepy at all.
I know, not even a little, right? You kind of look like a giant boy band, so I just want to know, if you guys were a boy band, what would your name be, and who would be like the sexy one or like the bad boy? Riff.
This is Aquila.
Hi.
My TV. This is
Hey,
Zach.
Zach. Star Wars Episode 7. Kevin Smith visited the set last month, and he cried. Do you think you would have cried?
I'm sorry, what is this? Star
Wars.
Star Wars? I've never heard of this. I think I would have cried had I been cast in the movie.
Zach, you know you'd be the sensitive one.
To go visit set would have been like, I'd have been super chuffed about. Like, that'd have been amazing. Maybe you've seen like some Holy Grail stuff that like he can't even talk about.
I would want to be the sensitive one, like while the band was doing well, but then after fell apart, like I'm the guy that punches the photographer.
Before you made it big, you worked at Blockbuster.
I did.
Right?
That was making it big. Thank you very much.
So when you were working there,
Yeah.
what would you say were the movies that everyone was watching, the most rented stuff?
What I know is that my bosses hated me because all they wanted me to do was get the return movies and stock the shelves, and all I wanted to do was do the kind of whole Empire Records thing of like, hey, customer service, talking to people.
I'm a wild card, you never know.
And I was fired, let go, quit.
I'd be the one that was kicked out pretty shortly after the first album dropped.
In October.
Because I was so awesome, yeah.
And now they don't even exist anymore. So I could tell my kids I worked at Blockbuster, and they go, that doesn't make any sense to me, Dad.
That's like the dinosaurs.
I think that Jamie would be the one that gathered a goth following, even though we weren't that kind of band.
What has been the highlight so far of, a Nerd HQ?
Let's Be Cops was hysterical today. We had Rob Riggle and Damon Wayans.
I met those guys this morning.
Let's get a good
selfie. You guys want to get in this?
Even I think our band would be called Taco Time now.
I don't mean to brag, but I just created the best boy band of all time. Taco Time.
Wild card.
Wild card.
Research. Hey, we're here with one of the baddest dudes on the planet, Mr. Rampage Jackson. So you got a comic book character.
I do. How you know about that?
It's called Street Soldier. When we were walking up here right before the panel, I saw there's all these kids walking around, their backpacks have Street Soldier on them.
Yeah.
So that's you.
It's me.
It's not based on anybody else.
No, it's based on me.
Okay, but you're already like a huge dude, so why do you need a comic book character? You can just go walk out in real life, be a hero.
But I always wanted to be a superhero. So Lion Forge, they made me a superhero.
If you could take any comic book superhero, who would you fight? Who would you beat? Robin's pretty soft.
Robin, yeah, you're right.
You know, he's
Thank you. I was thinking like, yeah, Robin, I can take Robin.
Now, we also did this thing on Twitter where we had this hashtag at Spike TV called Control the Con. And they wanted to see me interview you, not as Rampage Jackson, not as Quentin Jackson, but as Street Soldier. Well, the first question was, hey, Street Soldier, can you beat up Rampage Jackson?
What do you mean? What do you mean that I beat up Rampage Jackson? What do you?
Oh my God, that was awesome. For a second, I had it.
Comic Con! Everyone loves a good mashup.
Yeah,
we got a pirate ninja, and we made Captain Ninja, and then we brought in a superhero, and then we made the
Ninja.
incredible Captain Ninja.
I think it is time for another monster mashup brought to you by Taco Bell.
All right, I think we can do more. I think we can do more with this. Can you help me for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Come over here. Pirate meets ninja meets superhero meets mad scientist. Kind of looks like my chemistry teacher. Hi, Miss Noreen.
Hi, Jeff.
This is definitely a monster mashup.
Brought to you by Taco Bell's new Quesarito, the greatest mashup of all time. Liv Moss. Coming up.
Between Merle and Yondu, who wins in a fight?
Mike Rooker wins in a fight.
The stars of Let's Be Cops.
Mr. Martin, be with you in 1 second.
So you're gonna do a Deadliest Warrior with like the White Walkers?